ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदः क्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। We'll chant the verses in the book. असक्तिरनभिष्वङ्गः पुत्रदारगृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु I'm sorry, I was under the impression I had done only up to ahimsa. So I kept continuing the repeated certain values. Chavala draw me that we have to start from 9th verse. So we'll do that. Asaktihi. Continuing the list of the values, Bhagavan says asaktihi. Asaktihi means sakti abhavaha. That nanj pratyaya, akara, negation has many meanings. Alparthe nanj, abhavarthe nanj, badharthe nanj, so many prayogas are there. Like ayati shraddhayopetaha yogachalita manasaha. In the 6th chapter, the ayatihi is not that one who is not yati. Alpa prayatnavan yatihi, that is ayati. So here, asaktihi is abhava. Abhava means absence of sakti. What is sakti? Sanga nimitteshu vishayeshu priti matra. Generally we call it in English, there is no synonym, so we call it attachment. But it says Sanga nimitteshu vishayeshu priti matram sakti. When you have an association with something for a length of time, then what was talked in the 2nd chapter, Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho vijayate. When you are exposed to something for a length of time, in terms of seeing or listening or having contact with the things, the priti arises. Priti means samanya, general love, general feeling that this is good. When there is no connection, there is no judgment. Repetitive exposure gives rise to judgment, this is good. Then after some time, when still the Sangha continues, there is another judgment, another desire, I should have it. The Sangha gives rise to Kama. And Sangha, with reference to the relationship, with reference to certain objects, creates a sense of possessiveness, sense of ownership. Like a classic example, in every home, on a dining table, the chair is fixed for every person. This is daddy's seat, this is mama's seat, this is sister's seat, this is my seat. And when somebody sits on someone else, especially among the children, even the parents tell, come on, get up from my seat. The chair is made of the same wood, the plate is also the same, and fortunately or unfortunately, food is also coming same wife. So no issue of change. But my chair, my bed, my pillow, that ownership, sense of ownership comes in course of time when you have an association for a length of time. Sense of possessiveness. A sense that without this I am uncomfortable. To be comfortable I must have this. Here Bhagavan says, asaktihi, and where it is, 2 places, that last compound, asaktihi anabhishvangaha putra dara griha adishu. These are the areas where ownership is possible, minimum. What is that? First putra, second is dara, means spouse. Griha means home. And there is a word adi. Adi means what? Atyanta ishteshu vishayeshu. Anything which one considers as the ishta vishaya, an object that pleases me, there is a possibility of sense of ownership. Please understand, it is one thing to possess something. It is one thing to use something. And it is quite another thing to claim ownership. You may use the word regarding ownership also. Like when you stay in a hotel, they ask, where are you in? Oh, I am in room number 627. My room is 627. We use the word my room. This is 627. And we also say, my apartment number is 627. That minus is different. The apartment which I own, apartment where I live, I use it as mine. There can be a relationship of minus. There can be a relationship when you possess a thing. But possessiveness, you may be owning something, but ownership is asakti. That is sangaha. Absence of sangha. And people say this, give up the asakti. Attachment is bad for the seeker. These are the slogans they tell. You should not have attachment to asakti. And people tell also. When somebody is sick in the family, they say in India, Swamiji, after all we are grihasthas, we have some attachment. This is wrong, whether you are a grihastha or non-grihastha. Attachment itself is improper attitude towards the situation, towards people, towards object. And just because you are a grihastha, that doesn't give a license to have asakti. And just because you happen to be sannyasi doesn't assure, doesn't guarantee that this fellow has no asakti. Swamiji, the Mahatma say that formerly this fellow had sangha in 500 things, gave up the home. Now there is a condensed asakti in 5 things. My kamandalu, my mala, my asanam, my kutiya, etc. and my danda. These are the 5 things. There is a solidified, concrete asakti there. This sangha can go when you understand what the nature of the things and the nature that the things that you possess. Primarily, sangha comes towards the things that you possess, whether temporarily or for a lifelong relationship or some office chair or cabin or seat or something. As I said, to call something as mine, to have some ownership is one thing, and to have a possessiveness is quite other. When I was studying in school, I had studied a drama. We had one drama in one of the lessons. What was it? They said, with Swamiji, some of you might have heard that from Swamiji's mouth also. This fellow claimed, see the first, though it says putra dar grihadishu, the attachment or sangha for them comes because there is sangha in the body. I have possessiveness, this is my body. I don't want to give it up. Then there was a case, litigation. This fellow claimed, this is my body. Okay? And I don't know what the system here is. Back in India, when you buy some property, some land, to make sure that the title is clear, they give notice in the newspaper that such and such a land is with some survey number so and so at this location, is as of now owned by this fellow, and we are going to purchase it. If anybody has entered into deal in between or has any claim, please register claim in 30 days. Otherwise, it will be our title. Because people do they sell to 5 people. And they say take some down payment and sell to another one. So let them all the 5 fight. And with those 5 down payment, he has got the whole value of the land and still the ownership is his. So they do that. So then they give a notice. And after 30 days, they register. Similarly, when this fellow claimed that this is my body, so Bhagavan issued a notice. Okay, Bhagavan told Chitragupta, like the clerk of the court, he issues a notice. You give a notice that this fellow has claimed the body and we are going to pass the ownership to him. If any claimants, please register your claim to Ishvara in 30 days. After the time limit was over, the case came up on the board. So Bhagavan said, are there any claimants or we pass it on to him? This fellow says, sir, there are so many. You have to hear the case. Bhagavan also was surprised. Okay, let us look into it. The case came on the board and Bhagavan said, call the people who have claimed it. We will examine the owners. The first person to come was his mother. Sir, this is my body. I kept him for 9 months. I fed him. And till he went to university, I had to take care of everything. And I kept preparing good dishes which he liked, though I didn't like the taste, but I kept eating just because he eats. So I have a claim over the body. This body belongs to me also. Though he may say it is his body, but it belongs to me also. Bhagavan says, you are right. When she went away, another old man came. Sir, I am the seed for this. She bore it and she fed him, but I earned. And I am also, though not good, in English there is a word, she is my better half. That means this fellow is simply good or bad half. That is certain. This fellow, she is better half. So I am half, and this is, you look at his nose, it is exactly like me. Chadelucha nak. He is tight. His ego is also similar to me. Some features are similar to me. His temper is also like me. So I have also the claim over the body. Bhagavan said, you are right. Anyone else? A young lady came. I am better half. So 50% is mine. Rest you divide to whomsoever you want to divide. So I have a claim over this body. Bhagavan said, you are also right. Then the two Tintin came, children. He is the father who brought us into this world, and we have right over his body because he brought us, so he should bring us up. It is his duty, etc. Bhagavan says, you are also right. Then his auntie, the Bua, in English, Mausi is also auntie and Bua is also auntie. His Bua came, means father's sister. He said, I was unmarried when this fellow was born. Up until 3.5 years, when he grew up, he always slept with me, ate with me, and I did everything for him. And after I got married, every vacation he came to my home. And he was such a naughty guy. Because of him, I had some arguments with my husband. He never wanted this idiot. But because of my love, I kept him, and so I have suffered and I have paid. I also have a claim. He says, you are right. Mausi came. Look at his handwritings. He was like Gandhiji. I corrected his handwriting. And in university, he was staying at my place. He never stayed in the hostel. I took care of him. I have claim. Bhagavan says, you are right. Then the primary school teachers came. Okay, we kept him in a school for 3 to 5 hours. That is why his mother is sane. Nowadays I hear typical Indian mothers, Swami ji, Abba, अभी घर में शांति है. मतलब क्या हुआ? बोले स्कूल जाता है. The child is going to school, there is a peace in the home. That's what they say, By the age of 3.5, or they send him. So teacher said, I kept him for this many hours. All primary teachers, college school teachers, university teachers claim what all knowledge he has is mine. So Bhagavan says, you are right. Bhagavan kept telling, you are right, you are right. It is like that judge, when the accused lawyer argued, sir, this is how my client is, blah, 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 blah. The Bhagavan says, you are right. Then the defendant lawyer also came out. And he argued left and right. Judge says, you are also right. Somebody caught up. A third lawyer says, sir, how can accused and defendant both be right? Judge says, you are also right. So, Bhagavan is confused. Of all the things, the state prosecutor, state lawyer came. The state has a right over this body. In case of emergency, I can send them to army and state can demand him. So he is not only the sole owner, we have the ownership. Bhagavan says, you are also right. And while he was thinking about how to avoid the judgment, suddenly some noise came. This is our body! This is our body! Where is the sound coming? Who is shouting? The Chitragupta said, Bhagavan, he is an Indian fellow. Bhagavan, what do you mean? There are more claimants. He says, what do you mean? Oh, pani puri, bhel puri khaya, so there are bacteria inside. It is not American body. So he has eaten outside. All the bacteria are inside and they are living in for generations in his stomach. And as per the Indian system, जो रहता है उसकी मालिकी हो जाती है. Our झोपड़पट्टीज, our encroachment fellows, they these politicians at every election give them water supply and elect. The whole Dharavi is because of that. In Bombay it is all encroached. And just for some votes they gave them roads and they gave electricity and they gave water and no meter and everything. So they said we are here for 8 generations, 20 generations. So it is our abode, our home. Whether he lives or not, we don't care. We can survive only when he is here. So, Swamiji added this when he narrated story. I like that part. This is what I had studied. Swamiji said this was the first time when Sarvagna Bhagavan got confused. Omniscient Lord got confused. To whom does this body belong to? Who is the owner? And the judgment was, looking to the evidences in the claimants, it is very clear that this fellow is not the owner at all. However, he has a freedom to possess and use. And the stricture was passed to that fellow. Henceforth, never claim it to be yours. You are just the trustee of this body. When the body doesn't belong to me, when I am the trustee of this body, how can I claim the ownership on my spouse or my children or my relative or anybody? I am just a trustee. Sense of ownership, sense of possessiveness is ajnana. Therefore, absence of that is jnana. Nothing belongs to me. That mamakara is nothing but extension of ahankara. For a wise person, when ahankara is not there, there is no question of mamakara. In Bhajagovindam also, Shankaracharya very beautifully says this. Kahate kanta kaste putraha samsaro yamativa vichitraha kasyatvam kaha kuta ayata tattvam chintayata diha bhrataha bhajagovindam bhajagovindam govindam bhaja mudhamate. This is mudha. Asakti is an expression of maudhya. Kate kanta, who is your wife? Kaste putra, who is your son? Kasyatvam, to whom do you belong? Who means whose son or daughter are you? Whose brother or sister are you? It is not a question to know your family. The question is, this whole relationship is what? He says, whom you call a son or whom you call a wife or a father or mother, they are just co-travelers, co-passengers in life. We claim to be mine, but they are the gift from the Lord. In our marriage vidhi, there is a mantra. Oh Bhagavan, you brought us together. Man says this, you have gifted me this woman, and she says, you have gifted me this man. That means the person whom I call as my husband is a gift from the Lord, which I am just to using. Like a friend in those days going out and leaves a car with you. You can use it for some time. When he comes back, you have to return the car. Similarly, I don't choose my spouse. Though they say, I chose it, I decided to marry, it is not. You know, life is like double entry bookkeeping. Some commerce thing, credits and debits. In a bookkeepings, every day or on the 1st April, there is only one entry. First entry is this: brought forward credits and brought forward debits. And the last entry on the 31st March is carried forward credits and carried forward debits. So when we die, there is carried forward credit debits. When we are born, there is brought forward credits and debits. What is credits? You can say punyas. What is debit? You can say papa. That means those situations, those times in my life which are going to make me happy, comfortable, and those situations or relations or times when I am going to be unhappy, this is debit. You come with credit and debit. And in that bookkeeping company, usually have some main clients who contributes to 20-30% of the business. Transactions are with this company. So also our main client and the main supplier, whom we sell maximum and whom we receive maximum, that person ends up in your life as a spouse. Maximum sukham comes from the spouse, and maximum dukham also comes from the spouse. And since this is due, as per the karmas, this was destined, don't think karma phala comes as a situation only. Karma phala comes as a mati also. There is a subhashitani. Yam hi devaha dandayitum icchanti na dandamadaya ajapalavat. Yam hi devaha rakshayitum icchanti na dandamadaya ajapalavat. When the gods wants to punish you, they don't, though he is a Goval, Krishna is a cowherd. So cowherds wants to punish or protect the cows or the herd, he uses a danda, stick. With stick he protects them, and with a stick he beats them. Bhagavan doesn't do that. Krishna doesn't do that. What does it do? What does it do? Yam hi devaha dandayitum icchanti durbuddhya yojayantitam. Yam hi devaha rakshayitum icchanti sadbuddhya yojayanti. Bhagavan gives a wrong wrong durmati, he or she ends up making a wrong decision. And when there is a strong danda, strong papa, even after making a wrong decision, that fellow will not listen to anybody. There is a strong papa. And you end up making a right decision. Even though you may not have proper data, that is punya. See, you can look at Ramayana from this perspective. Whole thing is nothing but durbuddhya yojayantitam. Bhagavan gave a durbuddhi to Ravana. When Ravana comes in the sadhu vesha and asks Sitaji, "Hey Sundari, who are you?" Then there is a verse from Sitaji saying that I am the daughter-in-law of the great king Dashratha, and my husband is going to be the next king. And before we assume this power, bahu hai na ghar ki, she says, my father-in-law said, you better go to forest and have some satsanga with Mahatmas, so you may have a proper wisdom. So we have come to forest. And we are just here for next 6 months. We are here almost for 30 years are over. Only 1 year is left, she says, less than 1 year. That means, during all this time, Ravana never thought of having Sita. He could have come and kidnapped her earlier. The whole thing got triggered off by that Shurpanakha. This is Kharadushana's sister. She fell in love with Rama or Lakshmana first sight and asked them. And there is a rasa, hasya rasa. So Rama and Sri Krishna, Lakshmana treated it like the tennis ball, from one court to another to one. So she came to Rama, he said, that fellow is young and more powerful, go to him. So she went for him. She just wanted one of them. She was not either for either of them, both of them. Lakshmana says, I am young and okay, but that fellow is older brother. He will have the power, go to him. Like that she was tossed hither and thither. And once when she came to Rama, Rama says, I am interested, I will consider, but look at that lady. She is already there in my life. So she thought, let me finish her. So she went to devour Sita, and then Lakshmana cut her nose and ears. And she went crying. She went to her brothers, this Kharadushana, and they came with a whole army of 14,000 Rakshasas, it is mentioned. Lord Rama finished them single-handedly. And she was so frightened, and at the same time so angry, wanted to take revenge. Just because I propose you don't have right to cut my nose and ears. So she went to Ravana. Ravana was her cousin. Ravana never had a sister. So moment he saw her, he said, who dared to touch my only sister? Doesn't they know? I am the father of Indrajit. My son is so powerful, etc., etc. And the story is, she doesn't reveal the name. You should read that Ramayana. She describes Sita from top to bottom. Her hair, he said, I saw a woman, her hair I like this, her eyes are like this, her face is like this. Miss Universe, Aishwarya Rai Bachchan. She describes her. That's all name I know. Some maybe more also I know. But then she describes it. And then she said, I went to get that lady for you and I got this punishment. In other words, मैं भाभी लेने गई थी बहनों ही लेने. She had gone, जीजा लेने गई थी ना, भाभी लेने नहीं गई थी, लेकिन झूठ बोली. Moment she said, that gave a sankalpa, mati. I should have this lady. That's it. Every time Ravana was advised, give up. First of all, he met Maricha. He went there and came to Maricha. He said, how are you? He says, I'm fine. He said, you look down and you have reduced a lot. He says, I'm doing dieting. When he revealed the plot, you be helpful to me this way, he says, forget this, Ravana. You asked me why I am weak. It is no dieting. The day I have come to know that Rama is here, I am not able to eat properly. By sheer fear of Rama. I remember in childhood I have met him. I had one encounter. He goes on saying, Rakaradini Nam. Anybody saying Rama, I get frightened because Ra, when you pronounce Ra, that creates fear in. You know the Ramayana, I am not getting into detail. Then Jatayu warned him. When she was brought to Lanka, all Apshukanas, they all warned him. Hanumanji came, killed his second son, Akshay Kumar, not our Bollywood Akshay, he had one other Akshay. He killed him, he burned the whole Lanka. Everybody said, what is this? Forget about this lady. Never. Rama came to Dhanushkoti to make the bridge Rama Setu. Then everybody told, give up. No, Durbuddhi. They built the bridge and came to this side. No. In between Angada came. He insulted him. No. Vibhishana told. No. Kept on losing day in and day out. Then final hope was Kumbhakarna. I told you he was woken up. It was so difficult to wake up him. Anyway, I'll tell you the small story about him. He was such a huge fellow. So, because he was sleeping for 3 months, so all beard has grown and things. So they called barber and then he was removing. He was sleeping. He was so big, he had to stand on his chest and do the removal. So while he was removing, he just breathed in. So his all instrument went inside. So this fellow also walked in through his nose, searching for his razor. While he was searching there, he met another guy. He said, the other guy said, why are you here? He said, I am a barber and I was shaving him and I lost my razor because he took the breath in. He said, go. You will not find, gets lost. तो बोलता है क्यों? बोले मेरा बफेलो अंदर है, मुझे नहीं मिल रहा, तेरा वो रास्ता कहाँ से? Such a big fellow was woken up. He asked, why did you wake me up? He said, he said, give her back, don't do this, forget it. No. First day after his death, he went for a war. He lost on the first day. Rama had a grace to tell his charioteer, come on, take back to your master. He looks very tired and I don't want to kill him like that. Feed him well, give him some medicine and come when he is ready. Durmati. See, in our life, keep some boundaries. Some person whom I listen to. Otherwise, ego can take you on trip. So same story is for Duryodhana. Durbuddhya yojayanti. They connect him with Durmati. And when to be protected, they connect him to Sanmati. You end up taking a right decision. Life is nothing but series of decisions. And quite often, we take decisions with very, very limited data. It is like those common men investing in the scripts. You don't know what are the things going on. You don't know, you thought that Facebook is great, but Zuckerberg sold the data, you don't know that, Then the scandal comes out and then you realize and suddenly the prices fall. The classic example is spouse. After 20, 25 years of marriage, when you look back, I never thought this person can be so good or so bad. With very limited data. That is a person is a gift, mati. If there is a punya, you end up selecting a right person. And Bhagavan connects. You can't believe. I come across some real life stories. Even Hindi movie cannot make it. I have one guy here in US. Now he is now back to here only. This fellow didn't want to marry. He was 32, 33. Went on backpack tour to Europe when he was in London and went to see the football match. While he was going, on the way he met a Spanish girl. She was also on a backpack. And she asked, where is this place? Spanish girl asking Indian boy, having a map, where is this place? That's all the connection. Lifelong. She just asked, where is this place? And they had a time when he asked her, hey, you are all here, I am on a backpack, I am also on a backpack, I am going for a cup of coffee. Come on, she said, come on, I'll buy you coffee. He went. Then he said, come on, I'll buy you a ticket for football match. And the match started. Life match. Each one making the goals. This life's partner is a gift from the God. You think I have selected. Durbuddhya sadbuddhya yojayantita. Even children. Though we say they are my children, you don't go and ask the Lord, who are the prospective jivas, let me select. Much less the children ask the God, who are the prospective parents, let me select a gift. If I can relate to my near and dear ones as a gift given to me by the God, I can play my role in the best possible way. This is what I have to do. And I do perform the role. Nothing really belongs to me. Neither spouse, nor children, nor property, nor anything. What is there with me? Though I may claim I bought it and I made it, but then there are nth number of factors which contributed you to bring you to that place. Whole body of knowledge. The wisdom that I possess is the body of knowledge that is available today. And the intellectual capacities is also given by the God. Nothing I possess. Whatever is there is given to me to use. Like airline seat or hotel room. You may say it is mine, but I am not the sole author of it. You may use it as exclusively, but I am not the sole owner of it. That is called asaktihi. Putra, dara, griha, adishu. That minus often gives sense of security. It satisfies ego that this is what I have. I possess so much thing. As Swamiji would often say this, any success is nothing but a right person at a right time in a right situation. Full stop. That you are the right person for this right situation and right time, that was designed by Ishvara. That was gifted to you. You did not engineer that situation. You did not manipulate or manage that you are in that situation. Is a gift. So whatever I have achieved, there is again the grace. Help me and therefore I have. It is not solely mine. And to live with this attitude, there is a very beautiful book. Those of you can find it, please read it. I don't know, Hindi or English translation is available. Gandhiji has written a book. trusteeship no Siddhant. What does it mean by being a trustee? So I am just a trustee. Very beautifully once Narendra Modi quoted this book, and then he said, I am the Pradhan Sevak. Recently I met him 3-4 months ago. So there were 2 chairs generally have. He said, yes, Swamiji. I said, which is your seat? So I may sit in the. अरे हमारा कहाँ कुछ है, आज तक है तो हमारा है, बाकी तो आपका है. That's the right approach. मेरा कुछ नहीं है. I happen to be the Prime Minister, so there is one seat and you better sit any seat that will be blessed to me. He said, आप बैठो मुझे blessing मिल जाएगा. मैं he says, काल तू ये कुर्सी में बैसिस, तुम बैसो जहाँ बैसो त्या. I will sit in that chair from tomorrow. You sit in whichever chair you want to. I am just a trustee. Not US temple trustees, okay? I have seen their body language. The way they enter the temple, you wonder whether he is a god or that is a god there inside. The way they treat the staff, the way they demand the things, in the temple. Not that kind of. I am just to manage. So I am trustee of this body and I manage well. I do take care of it. I do what is to be done. But there is no sense of ownership, neither in the body, nor in the house, nor in the wife. These are the people whom you can have this Shakti, minimum. And therefore he adds Adishu. Therefore he says Atyanteshu. Adishu means what? Anyeshu api Atyant Ishteshu. What you think these people or situation or objects which are desirable for you, there is a possibility of possessiveness. And this sense of possession, please understand, especially with reference to not the objects, with people. When you start possessing the person, the love gets stifled. It is true, out of love only there is minus. And the extension of minus, there is a possessiveness, a Shakti. And that Asakti or Shakti stifles the love. Why? Then this Shakti, sense of ownership, sense of possessiveness, leads to controlling the people. He or she wants the other person to conduct himself or herself the way I think it is best for that person. The person is well-meaning. Out of love for other person, he or she is telling. But not necessarily my perception is perfect. Secondly, the other person enjoys the freedom. We should give him the space. That control approach comes in. And that is where the relationship gets spoiled because of Shakti. Too much of possessiveness, too much of control, that you don't let the person be what he or she wants to be. And then they keep telling, I love you, therefore I am telling. So they create a conflict in that person. The other person is so uncomfortable with your behavior, with your conduct, and at the same time creates a guilt. He or she loves me so much, therefore telling, how can I deny the love, etc., etc. This creates problem in relationship also. Shakti, we may love the person, we may want that that person should grow and be happy, but that doesn't give us freedom to control. The day we start controlling them, that means there is a asakti. Putradara griha adishu. Even my office, my factory, my computer, etc. All things have a lot of problems. Anyway, then he says, Bhagavan says, this asakti is gnanam. The next verse is, this is extension of asakti. Consolidated and condensed asakti. What is that? Abhishvangaha. Asakti putradar gruhadishu Anabhishvangaha putradara gruhadishu. What is Abhishvangaha? Abhishvanganama Sakti Visheshaha. There is a special Sakti. What kind of, let us use the word for attachment in English. What degree of attachment? He says, Ananya Atma Bhava Lakshana. That you start identifying with that person so much that he explains, Anyasmin Sukhini Aham Sukhi, Anyasmin Dukhini Aham. So much of attachment that other person's happiness makes me happy, and other person becoming unhappy, I become unhappy. To explain this, I can give just one classic example of King Bharata. We know the story of Bhagavad. He was such an illustrious king. This country, now called India, in between called Hindustan, and before that called Bharata. It gave the name Bharata because of the king Bharata. And just for information, the country's name before, what is the name before Bharata? Aryavrata. That was the name. And by the way, Arya is not a jati which Britishers implanted. That Aryans came from the north and the origins were Dravidians, which is not true. In Shastra, the word Arya is used as a quality. As I explained to you, Brahmana is not a jati. Brahmana is a disposition of the mind based on the composition of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Arya is a disposition. A quality of a person makes him or her Arya. All of you have studied Gita. In Gita, this word is used. Karpanya dosho pahatasvabhavaha pruchhamitvam dharma sammudhachetaha. Before that, Bhagavan says, Anarya justam asvargyam akirtikaram Arjuna. Anaryaihi justam sevitam. This is something which Anaryas will have. Who is Arya? That means who performs his dharma. At any cost, he commits to dharma, his duty. That is a quality. You read Ramayana, often Sita tells to Rama, they don't pronounce the name as per the Maryada. He says, Hey Arya Putra, Hey Arya, you are a son of Arya and you are Arya. Why son of Arya? Because Dasharatha did what he was supposed to do. Never compromised. He gave a word and he held on to it. Even though he knew that by fulfilling this promise I will die, he says, nothing doing, I will do this. Dharma Rakshanam. Just think of this. Suppose Dasharatha had disowned. I never gave you this boon. Where can Kaikeyi challenge? There was no Supreme Court. And Kaikeyi had no evidence. He could have said straightway, or he could have said, yes, I promise, but this I will not grant. Ask another boon. He himself tells to Kaikeyi, please give up this. You will become widow. I will not survive without this. Rama, please give up. He never says, I will not give you this boon. He requests her, you please give up this demand. Ask something else, please. Request. Arya. Therefore, Rama is Arya Putra. Raghu also is referred as Arya. Raghukula Rit. Rama is also referred as Arya. And if you see those dialogues, Sita is an ideal spouse, Dharma Patnihi. Remind the husband that this is what you should do. At that time she uses the word, Hey Arya Putra. Arya means one who is committed to dharma, not a jati. This country, a whole place and citizens, inhabitants of the place were all committed to dharma. Therefore it was called Arya Vrata. This Bharata was such a benevolent king. You should read, when you read this Bhagavata, such an accomplished person, loved by the subject, loved by the progeny, loved by the spouse, everybody loved him. But he knew his dharma. Now I had good grihastha ashrama, this is the time that I should live and become a vanaprastha. And he goes to jungle, does tapas, and sees a deer. You know the story. That was Abhishwangaha. What will happen to that deer? How will it eat food? How will it survive? His sukha became his sukha. Pardon me for saying, I see this in America and slowly India also it has come. Bharata had a deer or not, we listen in the stories, but I see sweeties and jackies and shepherds in the home, dogs in the home. And the dog is unhappy, the fellow comes to office with a long face. My dog is sick. Abhishwanga. They say the dog died and the mourning goes on for 1 year. Oh, last year we lost our Jackie. Oh, Abhishwanga. To attachment so much that happiness of the dog becomes his happiness. Unhappiness of the dog becomes his or her unhappiness. This is one thing I don't understand. In India also, America is okay. Have you noticed when all the names given to dogs are English names? Jackie, Sweetie, Shepherd. Did you ever hear Ramesh, Kanti, Kavita? No, all English. I wonder about that. And this typical old ladies, old women, they are poor, grew up in village and the son becomes doctor and big engineer and big house and has a dog and brings mother. She doesn't know English. But she talks with the dog in English. No! Yash! Yash! Come! Like that. As if the dogs can understand only English. I have never seen person communicating in Tamil, in Gujarati, in Marathi or Haryanvi or Punjabi to the dog. He is living in that atmosphere. I am sure dog would understand Punjabi. Because he is hearing in the Punjabi house. He is hearing Gujarati in Gujarati. But they talk only in English. I don't know why. After a lot of thinking, it occurred to me, because of their karmas, that Britishers might have. You have right to disagree with me. And if you are hurt, I am sorry. But all over India I see this. Why should you give them English name? There are so good names in the south, Devi names, Rajalakshmi, Durga. But you don't find a dog Rajalakshmi. There is Mary or Martha, they call him. But never these are English. Anyway, coming back to this, with Adi includes pet also. Putradhara Gruhadishu. Adi includes car, mobile, all these possessions. When even to Jada Vastu, forget about Chetan, relationship. In Jada Vastu also, if that is not functioning properly, this fellow is uncorrect. I have seen people holding on to their old car. It's not moving, but they keep the car. So much of attachment. Something, like some children, they hold on to those all broken toys. This is primarily with relationship. Anyasmin sukhini aham sukhi. Anyasmin dukhini aham dukhi. Generally, I sense is confined to dharmis only. It doesn't go beyond that. But because of love, then extension is sakti, and then extension is abhishvangaha. The I sense goes right up to them. That is possible because of association. And here Shankaracharya ji says, freedom from this is gnanam. Gnanarthatvat gnanam uchyate. Anavishvangaha is a means for knowledge. Asaktihi is a means for knowledge. Therefore, this is called knowledge. In simple words, all these avishvangaha or asaktihi never keep the mind free. This is one kind of raga and dvesha. Asakti and avishvangaha gives rise to number of raga dveshas. What is ishtam for my beloved, I have raga. What is anishtam for to the beloved, the fellow will have dvesha. And Sakti also gives rise to it. And more the mind is full of raga dveshas, less possibilities of knowledge. Absence of Sakti, absence of avishvangaha implies relative freedom from likes and dislikes. And that relatively free mind alone can discover absolute freedom, that is yourself. That is called vairagya. That is called freedom. And that free mind alone can be at peace also. So, this is called means for knowledge. And next value he gives, Nityam cha samachittatvam ishta anishta upapattishu. Nityam means always. Samachittatvam means what? Sameness of the mind. To what? Ishta anishta upapattishu prapteshu. See the definition. Samachittatva means tulya chittata, samana chittata. Shankaracharya says, Ishtanam anishtanam sampraptayaha tasu ishta anishta upapattishu. Ishta means the situation or the objects or the people whom or objects which I consider as a source of security and happiness. That they give me pleasure, that they make me comfortable. They are called Ishta Vishayas. Anishta Vishayas means that they give me displeasure, that they make me uncomfortable. I find myself to be unhappy in possession or company of these things. In my perception, these are called anishtas. Object per se is not ishta or anishta. Subjective perception to a given object is called ishta drashtihi, anishta drashtihi. Therefore, that object is called ishta or anishta. For this person, like to a smoker, getting a good quality of cigarette is ishta prapti. For one who doesn't smoke, that is called anishta. Even a smoker coming near him and smoking, and he or she becomes a passive smoker just because of this fellow, that fellow and that cigarette becomes anishta for him. So, ishta praptisu, anishta praptisu. When ishta is gained, there is harsha. fellow becomes cheerful, fellow becomes happy. When anishta prapti takes place, there is a shoka, dukkha. Now what Bhagavan says, samachittatvam ishta anishta praptishu. Sameness of the mind. We need to understand this sentence properly. They also say, Bhagavan has said in Gita, samatvam yoga uchyate. Sameness of the mind is yoga. Therefore they say, nothing should affect you, pleasant and unpleasant. That means what? You become expressionless, you become emotionless, or as they say, you stone the mind. That is not sameness of the mind. Please understand. That two things are factual. That the pleasant situations will come to you and unpleasant also will come in the life. You cannot avoid them. However, we always want that only pleasant things and pleasant situations should come to me. Even though you don't want it, non-demanded, unpleasant things come to you. Undesired, unpleasant situation, people come to you. So also, undesired, unasked for, pleasant will come to you. Sukha and dukkha, ishta and anishta will come whether you seek them or you don't seek them. And they will go also. Whether you want to hold them for a long time, ishta vastu, it will not be held, it will go. And anishta vastu, if it is, you don't want it, it wants to be freed from that immediately, whatever is a prarabdha, it will stay there for time. This human birth, the body, this physical body, the definition of Manushya Sharira is, this is Bhoga Ayatana. It is a home, it's an abode for Jiva to reside, like postal address. Nowadays postal address is not there, you can say email address. This fellow is available as kanti@california.com, or milpitas.com. This fellow is available there. That is why, the Jiva comes in and vacates the house. This wisdom, I told you, it reflects in our culture, in our language. When somebody dies, in all Indian languages, what they say? In Hindi, mar gaya, mari gayo. In Tamil also that is poi, something, pochai, something. In Haryanvi also same, Punjabi also same. He died and went away. Went away means he was there. 15th chapter, Manashasthani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karshati. When Utkramantam Sthitam Vapi Bhunjan Vitam Unan Vitam, the fellow lives or comes. This is an abode. What kind of abode? There is a definition. Bhogayatanam okay. Earlier word is Sukha Dukkha Bhogayatanam. Panchikrita Panchamahabhutaihi Kritam Satkarmajanyam Asti Jayate Vardhate Viparinamate Apakshiyate Vinashyati Iti Shadvikaravat Sukha Dukkha Bhogayatanam Idam Sthula Shariram. This gross body has sixfold vikaras, modifications, Satkarma Janyam, made up of Panchamahabhutas, everything is there, but it is Sukha Dukkha Bhogayat. Meaning thereby, human birth means there will be Sukha as well as Dukkha. is always a mixed bag. 1 plus 1 is always free. Like mall, you buy one, get one. Whether you want it or not, you have to take it. We always buy sukha. You marry somebody for sukham. You go to job for sukham, but free comes. What? Dukham. It will always come, whether you want it or not. Swamiji gave a better example. While he was talking once, and he happened to be in Gujarat, then he said, this is like this. It clicked, sometimes things occur to you. He says, this sharira is like Gujarati pickle, gol kerin wathad. The Gujarati pickle, they will always add some jaggery. Gujaratis will add jaggery in everything, sugar. In sabji there is sugar, in dal there is sugar, in sweet there is sugar. Only tea they take plain. And they say, Swamiji, it is always good to eat less sugar. First time, it was in 82, Swamiji came there and there was a typical Guju Kadi. So Swamiji said, and there was Dudpak, Payasam. Swamiji says, give me that slightest yellow payasam. That Kadi also had a sugar. He says, give me that payasam, not this one. So, this Andhra pickle is different. It is all full of chili. South Indian, if you go to Tamil, their pickle is generally sour. But Gujarati pickle is mixed. So this sharira is Gujarati pickle. Okay? You will have sukha as well as dukha together. Just look at that. No place, no relationship, no time, no avastha, you had only sukha or only dukha. People say generally, Swamiji, wish we were children, like small children, kitna sukh hai. There is no worry, no stress, no tension. But I remember, that is a very painful state. Because when we were young, the one chocolate, that also parle ni peli 5 paise wali goli. I wanted to, mom said, no, eat only one. There was some sweet and I wanted more. No, you should eat only this much. I didn't want to eat that vegetable. No, you must eat vegetables. I wanted to wear yellow. No, today wear red. All the time you were dictated. I wanted to open the door. No, close the door. I wanted to play. No, come back home. And I didn't want to. No, go out. What sukham? All the time you felt helpless. All the time you felt insecure. And having grown up, you say, Kash, hum bacche hote. Anyway, psychologically you are one. Sometimes I feel like telling some people, though there is hairs have grown grey, but you are the same. Point is, no avastha is a sukha avastha. Mixture. So first we should know Ishta, Anishta will come. Whether you want it or not. Though we want only Ishta. See, one thing also I would like to add. When we go to temple, everybody, generally, not generally, they give when they close the eyes and pray, a printout comes out. Bhagavan, these are the things to be done. Please do that. Please do this. About the son. Oh, my daughter is marriageable. Typical Indian thinking, okay? She is marriageable and she is what she is. Just like me. Please find one idiot like my husband for her who will get married. All kinds of demands. we seek dukkha nivrittihi and sukha prapti. Some papas are there, oh Bhagavan, there is a back pain, please take care of it, let me be free from that. Business is not going well, will you please help me to grow the business. That's all the prayer is. And sometimes people get turned off. I did so much of bhakti, he did not cure me, he did not save me from this problem. He is useless, I don't want to pray. I have seen, there is one old man, long ago in 90s, 92, 91, daily doing 4 hours prayers, puja. And suddenly I knew him for 5-7 years, and suddenly I found that there is no temple. Everything gone. I said, what happened? Gave up. I said, why? My grandson failed in the 12th class. As though Bhagavan has only one job, to pass the children, He has that job. All this bhakti is useless. I have been praying him for so much, and he is most beloved. He is my heart, Swamiji. Such a sincere boy, such an intelligent boy, such an honest boy, such a hard-working. You say hard-working. Go to school and ask the friends. Then you will know what he is. But then how come he failed? How come Bhagavan did not take care of this? No more bhakti. Over. We may not have that extreme approach, but there is a feeling. When I pray, Bhagavan must help me. It's good, he helps. But the second part is dangerous. He does help. He should remove all my dukkhas. That's a pipe dream. You know why? Just see the history. See the life of all bhaktas. Great bhaktas. Mirabai, Tulsidas, Tukaram, whatever it is. They had so much of pain. Even Arjuna, as today I told this, I am yet to find a greater bhakta than Arjuna. All these bhaktas had some glimpse, some chamatkara. Like Mirabai, that glass of poison was drunk by Lord, and Narsi Mehta had that darshan, and Tulsidas had some chamatkara. What a bhakta Arjuna is, that he had a live Krishna available. Live Bhagavan. Available as buddy. And he had made fun of him nth number of times. And he all the time helped him. Beginning from Matsya Veda onwards. This kidnapping started from there. Our Bhagavan supported kidnapping. He supported him to kidnap his own sister. He got Subhadra being kidnapped by Arjuna. He loved him so much. He was like a father to Subhadra. His sister was like so much loved when he thought this is the right person, against the wish of his elder brother. He did this. All the time. If you read Bhagavatam, that famous story of Kali Mardanam, that Parikshit goes and sees the Kali. He says, who are you? And then he says, you know who am I? There is a Kula Abhimana. There is I belong to this Kula. And my grandfathers were these. And he narrates the story of Mahabharata. Every shloka he says, this is the time when Krishna, Bhagavan was there with my grandfather and he served them and he saved them. All the time. Forget about these incidents. Twice there is a mention in Mahabharata where Krishna himself tells, I am servant of Pandavas. Like in Bhagavatam he says, I am servant of Gomata and Brahmanas. Then Mahabharata, I am servant of Pandavas. When he pleaded to Karna to switch over to this side, he told him that you will be the eldest. All the 5 will listen to him. Nothing happened. Then played the second step. This These marketing fellows give one by one offers. So he said, this doesn't let me give one more offer. He said, you will have Draupadi whom she wanted, because she is married to Pandavas. Now legitimately you will have for her for 2 months. Nothing happened. He says, you will be the future king. Nothing happened. Then finally he says, hey Karna, know that I am the servant of Pandava. I will serve you. What a Bhakta Arjuna must be. He agreed to be his charioteer. We use a good word, Sarathi. But literal translation is driver. He drove his chariot. And not for a pleasant ride. Not that he was going from California to LA on watching the sea road and enjoying the ride. In the battlefield, when the risk is more to Sarathi. That Bhakta had nth number of dukkhas. अब फिर आप कौन से पेड़ की मूली है भैया कि हमें दुख न हो. When that Arjuna had his own share of dukkha, you will also have. He had those unpleasant situations. He had to go through those situations. You will also have to. That is first step for sameness of the mind. That is growth. We say maturity. Emotional maturity is necessary for knowledge, and this is maturity that whether I want it or not, dukkha will come. Maturity means objectivity. Objectivity means acceptance of certain facts. This is the fact. This will come. Be ready for it. And when you live factually, you have some composure within. That is called samachittatva. You are not like the small pool of water. When you throw a pebble, suddenly there are so much ripples and water spills out. Like these big lakes, you throw a huge stone, nothing happens. You can act. This is a pragmatic approach to the life. I am not talking of karma yoga. Just simple pragmatic. I see so many people, especially those who are in share markets. Swamiji, ye to hota hai. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we gain. How much you lost? Not much. Just 30 lakhs today. I like this American world. Children tell me, oh Swami, you are cool. 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 They don't say cool. You are cool. Os. That to be os, to be cool is samachittatva. Okay? Understand? Just be factual. That's a pragmatic approach to the life. And the second step to that factual approach is dukkha will come and dukkha will go. Sukha will come and it will also go. That's when dukkha comes, there is a udvega. Typical. Why me? And it is not going to go. I am stuck with it permanently. That is subjectivity. And when sukha comes, nobody says, why me? When it comes, you want it there to be permanent. Why it went away, that's another problem. That is a spruha. Absence of spruha and absence of udvega. In dukkha, absence of udvega, and in sukha, absence of suha. That is called samachittatva. Relatively. Total absence is wisdom. That is sthita prajna. Dukkheshvanu dvigna manaha sukheshu vigata spruha vitaraga bhayakrodaha sthitadihi munihi uchyate. That is sthita prajna purusha. That samatvam is there because he knows this is mithya and I am not the body. That belongs to anatma, that awareness is there. But relative composure within to accept them and not to hold on to each other, to either of them, that is called samachittatva. One will feel dukkha, one will feel sukha. There will be. You cannot say, they say, no, sameness of the mind in heat and cold and respect and disrespect. Sameness doesn't mean you don't feel anything. You make your skin numb. You will feel cold. You will feel heat. You will feel apmana, mana apmana. You will feel sukha dukkha. Wise man knows that it belongs to mind, not to me. Atma anatma viveka. An ignorant person accepting them as a fact of life. Like driving on Indian roads, there will be potholes. Accept that, no problem. The traffic will be, they will drive like this. Accept them, they are going to be like that. And now, thanks to Modi, there are highways without potholes and you can go 100 plus. That is sukha, that also will come. Both, I take it as a part of my existence, samachittat. We will see something further tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.